Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. No contribution with this video. Storms coming through again. Comcast has been in and out. So, I figured I'd do this just on my iPhone real quick. Give my thoughts on Julian Assange, what's happening, my general opinion of him. I think I've stated before I'm not a big Assange fan. Generally, my opinion is he's a sociopath with a personality disorder. Though what he released gave a lot of benefit to the citizens of the United States and worldwide, or what the NSA and what these intelligence agencies were doing, I don't think his motivation was to help anybody. I think his motivation was clearly just to embarrass the United States because he doesn't like the United States. I think what he did in 2016 election was out of spite with, exposing Hillary and the left, was out of spite for being locked up in that embassy for so long. Because what I really think he expected when he did all that and exposed all the stuff the Bushes were doing, the Bush administration was doing, I really think he believed he was going to be this darling of the left. And he was, for the most part. Not the neoliberals. Not the neoliberals. They're the ones who turned on him. The Hillary Clintons and the like. Because they still wanted their wars. So nothing he did, like in 2016, where it was benefiting Trump or hurting Hillary, was done because he gave a shit. I think it was all done because for personal reasons, very, very selfish reasons. And mind you, he could have ended this Russia hoax anytime he wanted. He could have ended it at any time. Supposedly somebody died getting him this information. They're accusing him of being, our intelligence agencies are accusing him of being an agent of the Russians. Our president's being accused of being treasonous with the Russians, a Russian asset. And he stays silent, hiding under the veil of journalism. Oh, he's a journalist. You don't give up your sources. You don't give, even the ones that are killed or died for the information, apparently. So those were my problems with him. That said, I still felt that even though he's not an American, his First Amendment rights should be protected. And everything he's done, though he did it against the United States, he's done overseas. He hasn't done it by stepping foot on American soil. So even though he's not an American, he's not on American soil, I still believe enough in the First Amendment and freedom of the press enough to say he should get press protections. So when I saw you've been hearing the rumblings that he was getting kicked out of there. And this is another part of why I believe he's a sociopath. He can't help himself. Because not only is Ecuador, this host country, giving him shelter, giving him refuge, protecting him from arrest and protecting him, he then turns around when the new government is installed and starts leaking on them. Like, what do you think's going to happen? Whether you're a journalist or not, or what, there's a reality. You could say he's brave, and it's like, yeah, I guess there's a bravery to that. But I still see an underlying selfishness about him. He put this, he allowed this country to be put through turmoil for 2 years with this Russia phony bullshit. Really allowed Trump to be red baited, allowed Russia to be red baited, that they were commie and they're not. Two of the biggest nuclear powers on the planet are now, are now being put into this conflict that he could have ended in 5 seconds, and he chose not to. These are my problems with him. And you could say, oh, well, he's protecting sources. He's like, at some point when the world's at the brink, which is what we were, And if Trump wasn't so clean, if he wasn't unframeable, this could have gotten a lot worse. Thank God it's Trump. Thank God it's Trump that he's run such a clean business that he's unframeable. Assange did nothing during all that. So, I mean, those are my problems with him. I still don't think what he did was a crime, or, I think he put a lot of people in jeopardy. Let me scratch that. It's never been proven. That, to be fair, that has never been proven that anybody's been physically hurt by anything he's actually released. So, again, my feelings towards him are more on a personal, like what are his motivations? And I don't buy his motivations being pure, whatsoever. I see everything he does is, for personal gain and really refusal to face consequences. He's staying locked up in an embassy for 7 years because he's refusing to face consequences. And I think he knew exactly what he was indicted with. I think he's known it for a very, very long time. Now that you see what he's actually been charged with. He hasn't been charged with being an agent of Russia. He hasn't been charged with hacking John Podesta's emails. He hasn't been charged with hacking the DNC. He hasn't been charged with anything with Trump or anything 2016 related. Nothing. He's not even charged with espionage. He's charged, what he's charged with is one count of 5, would be like a 5-year charge of conspiracy to computer hack. And that goes back to with Manning. When Manning gave him the original trove. And what it turns out when you read the indictment is that apparently Assange gave Manning some guidance and help in how to obtain a password from somebody. One of the passwords used wasn't Manning's. Manning had to steal a password, and apparently Assange was giving him guidance on how to do what he did, what Manning did. Now, if that's a fact, and if that's true, they got Assange dead to rights. Assange is fucking wrong. Then Assange is wrong. Okay? I have no problem with a publisher, okay, or a journalist, publishing something that somebody like Manning or Snowden took, said, here, I'm bringing this to you, I'm giving it to you, journalist, print it. Okay, fine, perfect. The public has a right to know. I have no problem with that. If the journalist, if the media organization is working with somebody on the inside and tells that person how to commit a crime, how to hack, how to get them that information illegally, meaning how to remove it from where they are, how to hack a password, where to go, anything like that, that is a criminal conspiracy. Absolutely. And that is wrong. And he is wrong. And I would explain why he hasn't come out for as long. Because, it's a no-brainer. They're never going to get him on espionage or on First Amendment basis. He's a publisher. There's no way they're going to get him on that, and he knows it. He had to have known what he was charged with. And he has to know they have him dead to right, and they do. And that's an if that charge is accurate, and that could be why Chelsea Manning or Manning is not talking and is back in jail, even though he was pardoned by Manning was pardoned by Obama, still refusing to testify against Assange, probably because part of the deal was Manning gave it up to whoever when the prison sentence was still active, and that's what they hit Assange with. And Assange is done. That's why Assange has always been kissing Manning's ass, always, because Manning has had the goods, the conspiracy. And if that's what Assange did, then he's absolutely wrong, and he should absolutely go to jail for that. Absolutely. Because then you're not a publisher, then you're a co-conspirator. Okay? You can't pre-plan it. You can't set somebody to tell somebody how to do it, how to get you the information. Okay? How to hack, how to manipulate to get it out. If somebody comes to you on their own, says, I want to give you this information, I'm going to meet you here, and you meet them, that's one thing. If somebody says, I don't know how to get access to this information, and you as the journalist say, hey, if you go in and look over your supervisors and like install a key puncher or a key logger or how to get a password, you are now a co-conspirator. You are now actively telling somebody how to break the law to get you. And though I appreciate the information he released, it's still wrong what you did. And that would explain why he's been hiding and refusing to come out of the embassy for so long. This is one charge, and it's because of one charge of 5 years. Now there's people on the whole. I can't believe people still think this QAnon thing is real. The Q thing. It's. Think it's part of a bigger plan to bring him here. You know, to get him to testify against the deep state. I don't think that would be part of a bigger plan, to be very honest with you. It might work out that way for him to save his own ass, because apparently there was going to be there was legitimately negotiations for a pardon for him to testify, and then that was supposedly quashed by Comey, believe it or not. So, depending on what happens in the Justice Department, who knows? To be quite honest with you, I think him getting pulled out of that embassy is probably going to be the best thing that happened for him, whether he wants to think so or not. I think personally, he's such a sociopath and a coward hiding behind this hero shield of releasing things. Because other people have gone to prison. He hasn't. You know, he's been locked in an embassy for 7 years, and that's had to have sucked. Would you rather have that? Or would you rather spend, I mean, how long did Manning spend in solitary? Like 5-7 years? I mean, he was still doing journalism for 6 of those 7 years, right? So, you know, to me, he was always somebody who really tried to duck responsibility. And sometimes one of the blessings, you know, of being the unintended blessings of being a sociopath like that, is that sometimes facing the consequences of your actions, because you won't face them yourself, so being forced to face the consequences is the best thing that could happen to you. Though Assange would have never willingly walked out of there himself, this might be the best thing that ever happened to him. You know, and we'll see. So, that's kind of my opinion on that. I figured to throw it in there. I've been asked, you know. I'm glad he put the information out in 2016, but I always distrusted his motivations. Always. You know, to me, he's always just come off as a very self-centered, selfish, cowardly sociopath who wants you to believe people died to bring him information, and then sits silently as a president's nearly deposed. Is nearly deposed. Think about how close they were trying to depose a president with made up bullshit. And he could have ended it, and he never did. He never did. So that's my 2 cents on that. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. And if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.